Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Return to KSP in 2025. In this episode we're actually going to be doing three separate activities. What we're doing here right now is doing cleaning up or completing the rover contract to Minmus. So as you recall, in the previous episode we landed a rover to Minmus, and the contract called for two biomes. We collected science in the first biome, and then we're using the Bon Voyage mod. We plotted a course to the second biome, which is on the Minmus slopes. As you can see, we're sliding down the hill here to collect another set of science data. And so here I'm just collecting the science, trying not to destroy the rover as it slides down the hill, and we completed the contract. And as you can see here, after completing the contract, I was trying to at least get the rover down to the end of the hill here, just so that I can leave it resting. So you can see here I've been playing with this for a few minutes, trying to get it down the hill, so I can safely return to the Space Center and leave the rover on Minmus here, so that we can come back and use it for other contracts in the future. Okay, now we are done with the Minmus rover. In this segment here, we have a contract to launch a probe and orbit Moho. So we are basically using the same probe design as that we sent to Eve and Duna, and we basically launched the same rocket, and we are going to get it into orbit. We have about 200 days to the transfer window opens up, but I wanted to go ahead and get it launched so that it's in orbit, and then once the alarm goes off for the transfer window, we'll go ahead and set and do the burn to initiate the transfer to Moho. So here we're just going to go on our launch ascent and get us into an orbit around Kerbin. So as you can see here, this rocket has a lot of delta V, probably more than what we really need. So I'm getting into a high orbit, and then once we get into the orbit, we'll go ahead and circularize it, and then wait for the transfer window open. Okay, now that we got into orbit and circularized the orbit, now I'm just kind of getting an idea of the delta V requirements to get us to Moho once the transfer window opens up. So as you can see here, we're going to have plenty of fuel on board to do the injection and get in orbit around Moho. It's going to take us about 7,400 meters per second, and we have quite a bit more than that left in the probe between the upper stage and then the probe itself. So now we just have to wait, and once the transfer window opens up, we can go ahead and start to burn. You can see here what I was trying to do is just get a feel if I can get the timing and see if we can do it early. but I wasn't able to work out the encounter correctly. We're still a little bit out of phase, so I just need to wait, and then we'll go ahead and set the burn back up. Okay, and for our third activity in this episode, we're doing another contract to remove orbital debris around Kerbin. So here we have our basically what I call debris sat. It's basically a small satellite with a grabber. I also have a self-destruct module that will destroy the vehicle once we basically grab the piece of debris. So we're just going to go ahead and launch this and basically enter Kerbin orbit and then grab the debris and basically destroy it. And then here we are basically looking at the intercept point. We're trying to set up our maneuver so that we can basically encounter the debris as we come around on the next orbit. Was having a little bit of problems trying to do this on the fly while we're burning. I didn't get enough time before the burn node completed, so I was just kind of doing it manually here, trying to get the intercept closest approach, within a couple kilometers. Okay, as you can see here, we got our closest approach, setting up another maneuver mode to get us a little bit closer as we come around on the next orbit. So as you can see here, as we getting closer to grab the orbit debris, one of the things I did was I enabled the magnet to help with the grappling process. What I did know is the amount of power that it takes, and it was draining the batteries pretty fast on the probe. As you can see, it's constantly going down. And just before I was going to grab the debris, I lost power on the probe, and causing basically the miss. And then I had to wait for the probe to get into the sun again, recharge the batteries, and then set up for a second attempt. Fortunately, while I was waiting for the sun, we basically stayed pretty close, within a couple hundred kilometers or meters of the debris, so I didn't have to basically set up another rendezvous. So as you see here, we were able to grab the orbit debris. I was trying to see if I could have enough stability to be able to deorbit the whole debris with the probe, but because of the way I grabbed it and basically being a little bit off center, I wasn't able to control, so I just ended up using the self-destruct component, basically destroying the orbital debris. So that's pretty much the end of the activities here. It's just some cleanup, minor contracts that we were just trying to complete before we basically wait for the Moho transfer. Hopefully you enjoyed. Click the like button and please put a comment if you have any suggestions or recommendations. Thanks.